everyone, today I will review the next page about this book is about the world of science. As you can see, this is the topic is about adaptable animals, right? Now, can you see that this is also called species too? Because you see this, you can wonder that the species animal there have a special adaptation. And what's the benefit of the adaptation? That means it can help the species survive. And this is geckos. Geckos, they can climb up a vertical surface and even upside down, and they are able to cling on because they have 5 wide spreading toes and each of the sticky toe pads covered with millions of tiny hair that grip surface tightly. And this is the turtles. The turtles and the turtle have hard bony shells that for protection. They have formed a snit predators, animal who might hunt and eat them, and also from the hot sun. This is the chameleon, for nerds, and we have this is very close-up views of a small part of the gill. The natural shows up. Now you can see this is kind of time of animals. Time of animal also called species too. They can adapt the environment very well and very cool. Amazing. They can example, there are a lot of species who can adapt the environment very well. Now you see that this is a great crest nerd from Europe is showing its color, and a lot of certain reptile or avians they can make a show of themselves, and this is very great. Like male nerds, example like male nerds to go to the great labs to express during the mating season. Or this is the frog toes. They also put themselves up. The sensitive creatures. You can see reptiles and avians are found out the world. And we have like geckos, snakes, frogs, and you see these geckos. These geckos. You can see large eyes that give the geckos excellent vision. Geckos, they have large eye and very good eyesight, and because they have a time of lizard that can blink. Instead of having a movable eyelid like human, they have fixed transparent spectacle over their eyes. Most lizards have a very good sight. They need to eat to hunt down their small and fast insect prey. About the expert hunters, you see. Now you can see that about the expert hunters, all of the ambience here, they have a most reptile. They have like meat eaters because they used a huge variety of ways to do their tracking, trapping, and hunting. And you'll see crocodiles and alligators. They are especially adapted to be able to lie in the water. They're weak in shallow water for animal to come and drink and then leap up and drag their prey under the water. The Tamalian lizard is a highly efficient hunting machine, and they're moved separately from the others. And when a tasty fly buzzed past, the chameleon shooks out the incredible long tongue in fraction of a second and draws the fly back into his mouth. Flyers and leapers. You can see the reptiles. Some of the reptiles can take the air for a few seconds. That's about they're like flying snakes. They can climb between the branches of these trees to hunt lizards and frogs. The flying dragon. The flying dragons, lizard and had taken thing and stuffed through the geckos, and the wing or skin stretched out over the ribs. They can even fold back when they are not in use. The lizard and crawlers, because almost every time, imagine lots of reptiles and also most of it or amphibians, they have to spend a time gripping. Example, you can see like a snake's skin does not grow with its body, and maybe the sidewinding viper lives in the desert of the United States, and it moves by punish its body sideward against the sand, which leaves a series of marks shaped like sideways letters J. And also some frog and toads here. They are also shed their skin fast and slow. Wow. Now, as you can see that the reptiles and amphibians worlds contain their fair share of fast and slow movers, but the slow coaches are not necessary and at a disadvantage. A predator may be able to seize the slow-moving tortoise, but it certainly can bite through its more plate shell. Example, this animal. You can see this animal, they're sidewinder snake, right? They move up about 4 kilometers per hour over the shipping sands of its desert home. Or the giant tortoise. This giant tortoise is definitely a snow mover at only 0.3 kilometers per hour. Champion swimmer. Wow, a lot, because you see that this picture, like we have amphibians. They know they're famous for their links with water, right? Like nerds and salamanders swim rather like fish. It's the nerd, rough-skin nerd, red grass nerds. Toads and frogs are proper themselves by kicking back with their hind legs. And as you can see, some of the swimming snakes may seem unlikely. Sea snake can stay submerged for 5 hours and move rapidly through the depths. And the tortoise too, they have light flat shell, so they can move along more easily under the water. Nature tanks. Nature tanks, you see these pictures of the tortoise and the Turtles are like mountains, slow but very well protected by their shells. These turtles live on land and eat mainly plants. Some turtles are fish eaters that live in salty sea, or they can also call terrapins, live in freshwater lakes and rivers. Dangerous enemies. Dangerous enemy, we have animals such like snakes and snapping turtles. They make a nasty enemies. Clever mix. Example I gave you is that frog and toads. They are expert in the art of camouflage, depending with the round. Many are color shades of green and green brown of or to look just like leaves, grass, or tree bark. Escape artists. Oh my. This reptile and amphibians farm food from others' animal. They have developed clever way to escape predator and survive at least long enough to grow up and breed. We have the close relative between the alligators, Calivans, and American alligators. They have a same relationship, or maybe all the alligator they are not quite at the same as crocodile and frog isn't quite the same as a toad, the scary monster, because explorer found that they told amazing tale of dragons living in faraway land that few people visited. We have a definition about birds. Birds that have two legs, a pair of wings, and body that is covered with feathers. Bird world. The scientists they have found there are about 9,000 different types of species of birds. These have been organized by scientists into groups called orders, which contain many different species. The largest order is a passerine, also known as a perching or songbirds. Littering large. World of the largest bird is the ostrich because they have long leg. Birds stand up to 2.75 meters tall and weighs up to 150 kilograms. About the speedy movers, we have this swordbill hummingbird. They are the best of 50 or more times second as hover in the air. Super swimmers. Like penguins, they're best swimmer, right? Because penguins they sometimes get around on land and go gaming over ice on their tummies. Wow, looking so great, right? The start of breeding season, male birds are trying to attract the females. Like female peacock tend to choose the male with the most attractive feathers. About the night birds, discovered that some of the birds there, such as poor whale, hunted insect at night when there is less competition for prey. Home, sweet home, because you see, like example for you now is this example like this. This is the male weaver birds twist strips of leaves around a branch or twig, and then he walk up roof and an entry so he can get inside. And birds, they make nest in week to lay their egg and keep themselves. The female hornbill laid her eggs in prison. Great travelers. Because the Canada goes spend the summer in Arctic and fly south in winter, and this regularly. Journey is called migration. In summer, Arctic buds to bloom, and there are plenty of plants, and there are plenty of plants for geese to eat while they lay their eggs and rear their young. And maybe in autumns, when the weather turns cold, they migrate. This means they can live to fly to warmer climate further south. This means that the bird gets warmer weather all years round. Desert dwellers. You can see many deserts dweller birds have sandy brown feather to blend with their surroundings, like the elf. Owl is able to catch prey in its feet as it flies. How about this? The sandcrows live throughout Asia and often in semi-desert area. Yeah. Lastly, about staying safe, because birds, they have like clever ways of hiding themselves from enemies, because the tawny frogmouth is an Australian bird that hunts at night, and during the day it's rests a tree where its brownish mottled feather make it hard to see. Example for you is that the killdeer, they live in the North America, and always and if imagine that if a predators come too close to her nest and young, the female killdeer leads the enemy always a clever trick, and she moves away from the nest which is made on the ground. Make sure the predators have noticed her. How about gullet moths that find their safety in numbers? Thousands of the birds live together on the cliff tops and rocks. They do not build a nest or simply lay their eggs on the rocks. And thank you for listening. See you next time.